Our AFC East preview. I think this kind of goes down like most years. It's New England's division to win. I don't even think there's a team that's close to competing with them at this point. New England's always in a class to itself. That's not new. So I think they win this division running away. They're one of the favorites to go to the Super Bowl. But if we look at those teams behind them, Buffalo, New York, and Miami, I have them finishing in that order. Buffalo is my number 2 team just because I like the way this team's being built. I like Sean McDermott as a head coach. I think he's done real well there. Josh Allen's got his flaws. If they're able to kind of rein him in, kind of eliminate some of those boneheaded throws, those mistake throws that he makes, he's never going to be a completely accurate quarterback. But if they're able to, eliminate him throwing off balance across his body and stuff like that, I think they could have some success. John Brown was a free agent acquisition, a speed threat on the outside. He's gotten rave reviews in camp so far. I think he'll fit in well with Josh Allen's arm strength. They've got Zay Jones there to kind of be that possession type guy. They've added Dawson Knox. They added Tyler Kroft, so a couple other big body tight ends. They want to run the ball. They want to utilize Josh Allen's legs, but I think with him continuing to develop, I'm not as down on him as most people are. I don't think he's going to be the next great quarterback, but I think he gets kind of crapped on a little too much. Like I said, they got a quality defense. Their secondary is loaded. They've got good defensive tackles. I can't wait to see how Ed Oliver does. Their linebackers are perfect fits for what they want to do. I'm not saying Buffalo's going to contend for the playoffs, but I think they're a team that's going to be picking in the teens. New York Jets and Miami, I kind of talked about those two teams in my teams that could be picking with the number 1 overall pick. The Jets are in the news just because they signed Ryan Khalil, the former Panthers center. He was a guy that retired. Last year was going to be his last year. He retired, came out of retirement just a couple days ago. This is a big improvement for the Jets. They had all these free agent signings, whether it's C.J. Mosley, whether it's Le'Veon Bell, getting Ryan Khalil at center, pairing him up with Kelechi Osemele, who's going to be their left guard. That improves their offensive line. Now, they still have issues on the right guard and the right tackle spot. Kelvin Beachum at left tackle is still a bit of a question mark, but at least they got one better offensive lineman than they had before. So I think that will help them. I still think they're picking in the in picks 1 through 10 when it comes to the draft. Miami, they're a team I think contends for that number 1 overall pick. I like Josh Rosen. I still am holding out hope for him, but there's reports that Ryan Fitzpatrick is leading the way, and he's clearly leading. And I wouldn't be shocked to see him start day 1. Give him that veteran presence. He's always good to go off and just go nuts throwing the ball for a couple games, and then he'll throw a ton of interceptions. So I'll be shocked to see if he starts. But if I'm the Dolphins, you just traded a second-round pick for Josh Rosen, a guy who was a former 10th overall pick. You got to get him on the field just so you know what you got. So you're not going into next year's draft saying, okay, what are we going to do with, at quarterback? You should go into next year's draft saying, okay, Josh Rosen has either showed us that he's not good and we need to go after Justin Herbert or Tua Tagovailoa or somebody else, or you say, hey, Rosen's the guy. We just need to build around him. Maybe we need to get a Chase Young for a defensive end. Maybe we need to go get a Jerry Jeudy and give him a receiver. So I think that's what it's going to be. The Dolphins also fired their offensive line coach before the season even started, and they promoted DeGuglielmo. I totally butchered that. He was the Colts offensive line coach a couple years ago or last year when they really started revamping their offensive line. He was with the New England Patriots, so he has some familiarity with Brian Flores. He got fired from the Patriots also because their offensive line took a step back. So, he did well in Indianapolis, but didn't kind of mesh well, got fired, which was kind of an interesting situation. We'll see how he does. Miami's offensive line has continued to be an issue for a while, so can he get them going in the right direction?